Okay, I guess I have to start again. Okay, so play from the start. Okay, guys, good morning. Welcome to Miss Rodriguez's second grade classroom today for our math lesson that we're gonna work on today. We're gonna be telling time, folks. We're gonna be telling time. Okay. So we're gonna use this analog clock, and this is the face of the analog clock. The numbers that you see around the face, around here that you see me moving my mouse, those indicate the hours of the day that we're in. There are 12 in total hours marked on this clock. They indicate each hour of the day that we're on. Okay. So we're telling time. The lines around the edges of the big numbers, if we go back here, there should be little indicators here in between the numbers to indicate 5 minutes. So there should be 5 minutes in between each number. Each number there are 5 minutes. So we will be using this later on as we continue, and you'll find out why. Okay, with the lines there, the lines around the edge are the minutes, and then in total, if we go back, in total on the clock, each hour is 60 minutes. There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. Can everybody say 60 minutes in 1 hour? Okay, so back to what I was saying earlier, where I was talking about counting by fives, and here's why with our clock. Now that Now that we know that there are a total of 60 minutes in 1 hour, we're going to count by fives all the way around the clock to indicate a total of 1 hour. So let's start. We start from 12 and go to our right and continue all the way around the clock counting by five. So let's go together. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. In total, in 1 hour on the clock is 60 minutes. A total of 60 minutes for 1 hour. And to indicate here's an example to indicate 5 minutes. So if we're going from the 12 to the 1, that is 5 minutes. And from 1 to the 2, that is another 5 minutes. And from 2 to 3 is another 5 minutes, and so on and so forth. Okay, so with telling time, the small hand here is going to indicate the hour that we're on, the hour of the day. And the big hand here is going to indicate the minutes that we're on. So for instance, this clock is indicating that it is 12:23 p.m. or a.m. We don't know. It doesn't indicate. It indicates the time, but we don't know if it's a.m. or p.m. But here it's 12:23. Another thing, when the big hand is at the 12, that is referred to as o'clock. So for instance, if the little hand is at the 1 here, it would be 1, and the big hand is at the 12 where the little one is, it would be considered 1 o'clock. Can everybody say 1 o'clock? Okay, so 1 o'clock. All right, now we're gonna talk about the four equal sections of the clock. So if we were to get the clock, how I did here, right? And we were to slice it equally into 4 equal sections, they would be considered a quarter of the way of the around the clock, a quarter. So that would indicate, and each quarter represents 15 minutes in each section. So if we were to count from the 12 to the 3, it would be 15. So let's count together. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60 for a total of 60 minutes. So we went from 12 o'clock, went to o'clock to 15, and then 30, and then 45, and then 60. Those are all quarters of the hour. When the big hand moves from the 12 to the 3, so how I did here, how I indicated, that's 5, 10, 15. That is a quarter past the hour. So for instance, here how I have it down here. This is another, the big hand is on the 6 and the little hand is on the 4. So yeah. So it's 4:30. 4:30. And 30 is it's the second quarter of an hour. So because the first quarter is 15 here, and the next quarter it is 30. So it indicates 4:30. This is because the big hand moved quarter of the way around the clock face. So it moved from the 3, the next quarter was 15, the next quarter was 30, and so on and so forth. When the big hand moves from the 12 to the 6, it is half past the hour. So here's another example, how well, same example from earlier, but so if we're counting from fives all the way around, so it would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, half past the hour. So this on this clock that I have in this example, it's 4:30. Can everybody see 4:30? Can everybody say 4:30? All right, 4:30, as indicated here. When the big hand moves from the 9 to the 12, it is a quarter to the hour. So here we go. We're gonna count from fives all the way around to get to 9. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. And this is considered quarter to the hour, right? When the long hand is on the 9. This is because the big hand only has a quarter of the clock of the face to get only has a quarter of the clock face to get to o'clock again, to a new hour of the next hour of the day. Okay, now we're gonna move on to digital clocks. This down here that I have this example is a digital clock. The hours are to the left and the minutes are to the right. You can see a digital clock on either your cell phone or your microwave or the clock in your mom or dad's car. Sometimes you can see the digital clock. So when we're moving on to AM and PM. 12 a.m. is midnight when you see it on a digital clock. We are usually sleeping at this time. Mommy and daddy are usually sleeping, and you and your classmates are also sleeping. And then 12 p.m. is noon, which is the middle of the day. This is when we are sometimes eating lunch or having a snack, or um, mom and dad are having lunch or eating as well. When we say AM, we're referring to before noon. So when noon is, it's 12 p.m. 12 p.m. is noon. I'm sorry, when we say AM, we were referring to the hours before noon. So for instance, 6 a.m. is in the morning. It's usually before you guys when you guys wake up for school, or mom and dad are waking up in the morning, which is AM before noon. And then we have PM, we're referring to the hours past noon. So noon is 12 p.m. and forward. So it would be there's 12 p.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m., and so on and so forth. Okay, and this concludes my lesson on telling time. Thank you for your participation today in watch in my learning my lesson for this class. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for your time. Goodbye.